Follow the presentation. Mhm.
You can start.
I don't see the presentation.
Oh, wait 1 second. I'm
No
letting
worry.
Christian in. Okay, hold on.
It's okay.
Let's get to the PowerPoint. Oh.
Good evening, Miss Madigan. Good evening, Miss Alicia. How are you guys doing?
Good evening, Commissioner Christian.
Good. Was this for all the commissioners or just those who were newly appointed? I just want to make sure.
So we just encourage the all commissioners to be here
Okay.
with a refresher,
Okay.
but it's not like it's just optional, if I may say.
Okay. Okay. I'll be on for a brief moment, at least to introduce myself, and because I'm just coming in, but I just wanted to make sure I'm here. So I apologize if I interrupted anything.
Do not worry, you didn't.
I'll just hold on. Okay?
So
Thank
while
you.
Cheryl's doing that, I like the idea of doing a brief introduction of everybody if we can.
Good evening, Chair Walker. Good to see you. Good evening, everyone.
Okay,
Good evening.
good evening.
Can everybody see
Hello.
my screen?
Oh,
Yes, ma'am, can you please put it in the presented form?
Oh, yes.
Do not worry. Next slide, please.
Next
Well,
slide, please.
we will have the picture of Larry Walker. Well, I was giving this opportunity, sir, because I really like your reflections of the plane. But you tell me what to do. You want me to continue just with the training, or you actually want to continue with your presentation? I mean, your analogy of the plane.
I think you can continue.
Okay. Okay. Can you continue the next slide, Miss Madigan?
I'm aboard.
Yeah, well, welcome everyone and welcome aboard to the Gossip Plane. In other words.
If I could,
Yes.
I'm sorry. I should have said, let's take the opportunity as we talk about welcome aboard to go around and introduce everyone because we have 6 new members and others. This would be a great opportunity for everyone to introduce themselves. So Cheryl, if you could put that down for a second so we can see who's talking and everybody introduce yourself, tell us where you're from and maybe what 1 or 2 of your passions or hobbies is, and what you hope to accomplish as a member of the commission.
If there is no volunteer, I'm gonna pick one, guys. So volunteer or I pick.
I'm happy to volunteer. Oh, go ahead, Vice Chair Howard.
no, go ahead.
Well, hi, everybody. I am thrilled to be here. My name is Ken Alsay. In my day job, I am an attorney. I am also, like Executive Director Larry Walker, a proud member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. Uh, you know. Along with my legal practice, I'm also a real estate developer and investor. I'm an accomplished musician. I enjoy serving through my church and I'm very, 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 very proud and happy to be here in the commission. My background is of Haitian descent. And while we're here, I also see Commissioner Tucker here. So I just want to, I don't know if now's the time, but like Executive Director Walker said, there is no right time. I also want to formally express my interest in helping to the Business and Economic Development Committee. It's one of my passions, that and also cultural matters, obviously. I think all of us are on the same page. But like I said, I have met a couple of you guys at the governor's meeting last month. Thrilled to meet more of you and absolutely thrilled to work with every single last one of you guys as we continue to make Maryland the preeminent home for Caribbean members of our society.
Thank you. Who is next? Samantha,
I'll
you want
go.
to? Oh, Gabriel,
Yeah.
please.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Commissioner. Nice to meet with you. I think we met at the governor's event as well. My name is Gabriel Christian. I am an attorney. I've been in practice for 33, will be 34 years this year. I am an author. I've been in the Caribbean community since college days, volunteering from the 1980s and volunteering also with the Tuskegee Airmen, which I was honored to serve as a president. We train young people to fly and to fix airplanes, and they pay nothing to us other than a $50 registration fee for what is a $20,000 value plus. But like with all nonprofit organizations, we have the strain of donors and so forth. But I'm a proud Dominican. I was born in Dominica, not to be confused with the Dominican Republic. I'm from what they say in French, Dominique. So the gentleman from Haiti, you'll know that we speak a little Creole because Dominique was once French. And it's between two French territories, Martinique to the south and Guadeloupe to the north. And so it's a high honor and privilege for me to be here with my fellow commissioners, all of whom are distinguished, and I hope for us to be able to work together. We on the Workforce Development and Education Committee always believe that everything begins with education. So thank you so much, all of you, and Commissioner Walker, of course, Chair Walker, and all the others for all you do. Thank you.
Greetings, everybody. How are you doing? I'm very excited to be here. I am Reverend Jemima Davis, a proud citizen here in the state of Maryland. Originally, I am from Haiti, and I entered the United States in 1989. And by way of being a preteen, and my mother made the choice to leave Haiti in order to find better opportunities for our families. It is something that is often heard, that we are seeking for new ground where there may be more opportunities. I do love Haiti. I am an avid traveler, love to travel. And I have served as a missionary for over 15 years. And so one of the things that I love to do is to go abroad and share love with other people and spread hope to others. I have a background in social work and psychology. I have worked in the mental health arena for many, many years. And about 15 years ago, I slowed down with being a full-time, I guess, being in the full-time work to become a stay-at-home mom. I'm married of 18 years. My husband and I, we serve within this community in various ways, and we have 3 children. I love to cook. I like to think that I'm a great cook. My children are, and my husband can back me up on that. Yes, I'm excited to serve on this committee, and I think Reverend Larry Walker for the work that he does within our community, and just how he has invested in the commissioners on this call over the years. I'd like to say a special thank you to you. And yeah, I think we'll get to know more of one another over the past few years, the next few years. The last thing that I'd like to say, if I was to mention what I'd like to bring to this committee, I hope that I can spend time in prayer for our committees, for our governor, for the leaders, anyone who's in leadership, that they will have wisdom to lead in a way that helps others. I connect with the theme, Leave No Marylanders Behind. I am passionate about social justice and fairness and treating others, and I'm a great advocate for others who are sometimes don't have a voice to speak for themselves. And so I look forward to contributing to the whole so that my strengths can be utilized properly within this committee and we can all work together for the betterment of our state, of our great state. Blessings to you all.
Thank you. I think there is Samantha, you have a question?
Yes. Number one, I wanted to introduce myself, but also to maybe extend an invitation to Reverend Davis to join the Health Committee, if that is something that you're interested in. I think that your background would be very, very useful for us in that particular committee.
Thank you for the invitation. I'll reach out to learn more.
All right. So it's Commissioner Buckley and myself, just so you know. So I'm Samantha Howard. I am from La Isla del Encanto, Puerto Rico. I have been in a lot of different spaces over the past 2 years. I spent 20 years in public service in the government and have just recently transitioned to the private sector, but my heart is still and always will be with public service. So I'm really excited to be able to continue in this role. I am on the Health Commission and mostly I'm a committee and mostly in the space of wellness, mental health, and belonging. And one of the topics that I hope to be able to bring up and continue to elaborate within this commission is Caribbean unity. So being able to have those candid conversations and really come together, not just as a committee, but all of our communities as well. So I'm really excited about the work that we're going to do. I'm so excited that we are growing, that we're a growing group. And yeah, I'm excited about this course too, because I feel like a lot has changed over the 2 years. So it's really going to be exciting. I'm also on a couple of other boards. So I'm with the UMGC Alumni Association Board. I am on the Chamber of Commerce, the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce for Prince George's County, this work, and then also in my faith. So there's a lot of different topics that I'd like to cover. But yeah, so thank you so much, everybody, for being here. And I'm so excited to meet those of you who I haven't met in person, maybe at the next event.
Thank you. Leslie, Commissioner Leslie, I think you're muted.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so I'm Winsome Leslie. I'm originally from Jamaica, and I'm currently CEO of Dev Solutions Consulting, and our focus is facilitating access to finance for micro and small businesses overseas as well as in the US too. I have a background in economics and international relations. I've worked both in the public and private sectors over the years, investment banking, teaching, working for an international organization in Washington for almost 20 years before starting Dev Solutions Consulting. I'm very passionate about small business development, particularly women-owned businesses and businesses in vulnerable and disadvantaged areas. I've done a number of projects with the Mayor's Office for Small Business small and minority business advocacy and development. And I hope to contribute these skills and knowledge on the Economic and Business Development Committee here. I'm also on the board of the Inter-American Foundation in Washington that focuses on community level development in Latin America and the Caribbean. And I have a series of small businesses across the Caribbean that I mentor informally on a volunteer basis. I think that's about it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We have Commissioner Anderson Jean that he's currently driving, but he said that his name is, once again, Anderson Jean. He's from Connecticut. He's currently a professor. He loves reading, writing, traveling, and politics, and proud Haitian. And we also have a message from Cassandra Tockler, Commissioner Tockler. They say, hi, my name is Commissioner Cassandra Tockler. I'm honored to serve in this commission. Outside of this commission, I'm deeply rooted in the hospitality business, owning 2 Jamaican restaurants in addition to mortgage banking and real estate for the past 27 years. I strive to showcase the Caribbean culture and continue to create jobs in the community. I look forward to working with you all and welcome.
And
Anybody?
hi, this is Celia Lowe. I can jump in. Again, apologies. I had a medical procedure this morning, so I'm still in bed resting and recuperating. But I am originally from New York. My parents are both Jamaican. Although I was born here, I did attend boarding school in Knox College for a couple of years. And actually, last week I just got my Jamaican citizenship, so I'll have to head to DC to pick up my certificate. I'm an attorney. I know I'm an attorney by trade. I visit Jamaica quite often, do a lot of service there. Some of you may be familiar with Melody House. It's a girls' home in Montego Bay. And I do a lot of service here in the States. I heard all the D9 shout outs. I'm a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And I am a member of the Links Incorporated. I reside in Baltimore County, Maryland, where I actually serve on the Baltimore County Women's Commission. So I'm excited to bring some of our best practices. I'm very passionate about parliamentary procedure. I think they always like lawyers to be parliamentarians. So just about every organization I've been a member of for the past 25, 30 years, I've always served as a parliamentarian. So I'm excited to bring some of my knowledge, skills, and abilities from other organizations, as well as the Baltimore County Commission here. We do a lot of events and we support the community in a lot of ways. And although I live in Baltimore County, I lived in Anne Arundel County when I was in law school, and I lived in Charles County when I was in undergraduate part of the time. Went to University of Maryland at College Park, which is what brought me to Maryland. And I own a home in Fenwick Island, Delaware, which is literally a hop, skip, and a jump to Ocean City. So I do have a lot of connections in all those different areas that I think would be great if we expand more workshops, networking opportunities, and the ability to kind of reach out in a very broad way to the Caribbean community across the state. And so that's a little bit about me. And I think by tomorrow I can get some concealer on and put on some decent clothes to be on camera with you all tomorrow. So thank you for extending me some grace and not being on camera.
Do not worry, Commissioner Lowe. Thank you so much still for sharing your background and everything. Can I please go back with the
Oh,
presentation?
I didn't get a chance.
Oh, my apologies.
No worries, no worries, no
I'm
worries.
sorry, Commissioner Coleman.
Apologies to myself as well. I have recovering from surgery, so my knees are being iced right now. I am Dr. Maxine Kelman. I am a proud Guyanese American. My favorite thing is to find connections. I work for the federal government, and so yes, I am part of the shutdown that's going on. However, I think this is an opportunity for me to have a little more time to just, get my eyes and ears on the community in Howard County as well as statewide. My background, I am a licensed veterinarian from Tuskegee. I'm a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I am also a member of the Howard County branch of the NAACP, working on my lifetime membership. I most recently completed service on the Howard County Women's Commission. And so when, I was always looking for something, always looking for service, right? And so when this opportunity came up to be part of the Caribbean Commission, I hopped on it. As I said, I look for connections throughout. And so my past experiences, went to Cornell undergrad, and I was also on the West Indian Students Association, which we try to, enhance the students' experience from the Caribbean, how they integrate better at Cornell. And so I like to expand on that, on how continually to expand Caribbean influences in making Maryland better, as well as opportunities for the youth of Caribbean descent in Maryland. And we're fortunate to live in the state of Maryland compared to other places where we have a progressive agenda, and it looks out for all peoples and all communities here in Maryland. So I'm grateful to be part of the commission and to eventually meet you in person, all the commissioners, and also continue to work to do good for this state. Thank you.
Thank you again, Commissioner Gilman, and hope Commissioner Gilman and Lou have a fast recovery. I'm so sorry to hear that you both have a procedure, but I hope to see both of you soon. Okay, can we continue, please, with the presentation?
Yes.
I think I'm the last one. Yeah.
It's up to you, Chairman. You
Yeah.
want to say
No.
anything right now, or you
Yeah,
want to
no,
wait
as a
until
matter of
the
fact,
presentation?
as a matter of fact, I intentionally waited until last, just to get a sense of what a sense it is to be part of such a beautiful and really strong team. So it's really, I sit here just ecstatic to be able to not only be on this commission, but working with such a fabulous team. And you keep hearing me mention team all throughout. We're only going to be as good as we work as a unit. But I just want to, before I go any further, is to just express a thank you to our former chair, Ambassador Ward. And just to take off and to add to what Reverend Davis said earlier, the importance of prayer, I would ask that we continue to keep him and his family in prayer as they go through these challenges. So I want to express a very big thank you to him. I had the opportunity to speak with him this afternoon, and he was ecstatic that we are going to continue and take this to even new heights. So I'm looking forward really to working with Vice Chair, Commissioner Howard, and to each of you, and with each of you. As you can tell by my accent, it's not from Arlington, Virginia, or anywhere there. It's from the lovely Twin Isles of Trinidad and Tobago. I was born in Venezuela. I was blessed to have been raised by a Trinidadian mother and a Canadian father. I came here on a soccer scholarship. I had a beautiful and blessed opportunity to play international soccer. I also played cricket for my country. So by that alone, I can tell you I've always taken part in great teams, successful teams, and the success was always working as a unit. My career spans of an architect by profession, switched over to the airline business, aviation. As I say, aviation because I was an executive at both levels of airport and airlines. Continued my consultancy in that area. At one point, I was overseeing the Caribbean and Latin America for a major airline here in the U.S. Pretty much I did some work, did some government work for Trinidad and Tobago. Right now, I also do some consulting. I've dabbled in quite a few things. I wouldn't, we have a lot of things to cover here today, so I'll have an opportunity to reach out to you and sort of guide as to what we intend to do for the next 3 months and setting ourselves up for even a more successful 2026. So I, again, worked in government, private sector, quasi-public, of background in labor and employee relations, in addition to my architectural and airline or aviation background. So I've had the pleasure of working with Executive Director Walker since we started here, and just recently with our new Administrative Director, which has been here since May. And it's been a tremendous experience. And I'll close by saying that, one of my favorite lines that's been used by my grandmother, and that is that it takes two hands to clap. So I'm hoping that with all of us and the collaboration that we'll have with Goki and that team, that we're going to be a really successful commission. So thank you. I look forward to working with each and every one of you.
Excellent. Mrs. Madigan, presentation, please.
Yes.
Cheryl didn't introduce herself.
Me. We're Sharon.
It's nice try, Cheryl.
Okay, see, before I continue with the presentation, I just want to say that I was thinking to have a break, right? But since we're a little bit over the program agenda, I'm going to skip the break today, and hopefully tomorrow we can have our 5 minutes break so we can stretch, grab some water or something. But since I want to be respectful for your time, right? I hope that all of you understand that we may not gonna have a break tonight, but tomorrow, of course, we can be more respectful and, have more opportunities. Now, thank you so much, Mrs. Madigan, for having ready the presentation. So as have you seen, right? Like all of you have something that have some kind of personality, some kind of contribution because of your career background. And that's what we're looking in the people who that we're trying to connect with the commission and eventually, right, present some kind of project initiative to the community. So that being said, here is some of the values that the GOSI, the Government Office of Community Initiative, have in mind for everybody to respect and also practice, which is one, inclusivity, celebrate and embrace the diverse voices, experiences, cultures, and identities that make up Maryland. Engagement, foster open dialogue and active participation from all communities in shaping the state future. Collaboration, work hard, work hand in hand with local governance, community organization, faith-based groups, recognizing that unity is strength. Empowerment, provide tools, resources, and opportunities needed for each community to thrive and flourish. And lastly, integrity, uphold the highest standard of honesty, transparency, and responsibility in all the initiatives and interaction. And a slide, please. Going again with the analogy that I was hoping to hear, which I personally love from Mrs. Walker. Unfortunately, we don't have it tonight. But this is how we are. This is the GOSI family, and this is, like I say, welcome so much everyone to our board, and we hope that you enjoy your experience with GOSIP, right? Continue, please, Mrs. Madigan. Now, I'm going to talk a little brief about the top priorities. As of today, these are the 10 priorities that the Moore and Miller administration have in mind for to address, right, the necessities of the community. I'm not asking you to any of you to memorize it. I'm not asking you to have a test, but it's for your own knowledge, right? For example, we have ending the child property in the state, bolstering the well-being of Marylanders by ensuring first-class health systems. We actually know that the governor is actually really active working in this for Medicare and supporting other people who have low income. They also advise and instruction to better connect all Marylanders to opportunities and each other, making the state of Maryland a desirable and affordable home for all residents, creating a safer Maryland by interrupting violence, preventing crime, and protecting the states, making Maryland the greatest state in the country, increasing Maryland economic competitiveness, setting Maryland students up for success, connecting Marylanders to jobs, and making Maryland a state of service. Please continue. And let's continue with our trip about the Caribbean Commission. And for this opportunity, I'm going to invite our new chair, Luis McSween, and he would like to share some of his experience or what he has done in the last months and what is having the Caribbean in action.
Yeah, thank you very much for including me in this presentation. Appreciate it very much. From a personal standpoint, once I came on board with the commission, there were two things that I thought of initially, obviously, collaboration and visibility. And I thought, those two things were sort of the trigger for my success so far being on this commission, because a lot of folks in the community just don't know what we do, who we are, and therefore being visible to me was one of the most critical things. People got to see who I was, interacting, different type of events, from whether it was soccer games that was sponsored to a party or to a carnival. And in most cases, what I found from this experience is that the people were able to make the connection. And though they may not have had any issues to really raise, they knew that there was someone that they can go to. And I'm really looking forward to that aspect of this new growth that we have here with our commission, going from 9 to 15, for us to be visible, to attend, to collaborate with some of these associations. We don't always have to initiate a particular program, for example, but we can in fact partner with some others. So we can get into some more of that, but just in terms of my personal experience, I can to some extent speak for Vice Chair Howard, who, we would always sort of meet up, not knowing or talking to each other about where we were going, and meet and get together at particular events. So collaboration and the visibility were the two big things that really for me was the most successful. And I would ask each and every one of you, we'll get into some more of this once the onboarding process is complete after tomorrow, in terms of some of the things we can do together. And I know some of you are, not in Prince George's, for example, Howard County, for example, Montgomery County. But we're going to find ways in which we can, bridge those gaps so that we can be more interactive and visible. So some of these events you see here, they're just a snapshot of some of the things that I was involved with. Some of the other commissioners were equally involved, but this is really, to me, the crux is really getting into the community. And I think it was, it may have been Reverend Commissioner Davis that mentioned, sort of being the voice for those that, maybe somewhat reluctant to speak up. So we want you to be a megaphone for those voices through this commission. So I'm really excited about this opportunity for all of us. And but as you can see, but just a snapshot of some of the things that we can all get involved with, so especially with the holidays coming up. And there are a lot of opportunities for this. So thank you very much, Director Detcher, for this opportunity to share my own personal experiences this past year.
No, thank you, Chairman. Can we go for the next slides, please? So I was actually thinking have an activity for breaking rooms, but due to the time, right, we're not gonna have breaking rooms. Instead, all of us, right, well, not myself, no Mrs. Madigan or Mr. Walker, but the rest of the commissioner members, right? I was thinking that this will be an opportunity to all of us to be a little bit more familiar with the GOSI website. So instead of having group B and group A, I was thinking to all of us be just one group. And let's, in that case, if you visit this link that I'm gonna share right now on the chat. And we're gonna answer the following questions. Please, next slide, Mrs. Madigan, please. So the first question, we already did it. We introduced ourselves, we share our names, careers, and locations. But then I will ask let's say one member, if the new one of the new members of the commission would like to say, what is GOSI stand for? And if you want the answer, well, you need to visit the link that I just shared on the chat.
It's the Governor's Office of Community Initiative.
Say that again. I'm sorry. I think I interrupt you.
No worries. It is the Governor's Office of Community Initiatives.
Excellent. Can we put see the answer on the screen, Mrs. Madigan?
Can we what?
Can you show the answer on the screen? Thank you. The following question is, how many initiatives are under the GOSI office? Samantha, you raise your hand.
5.
5. What about yourself, Commissioner Leslie?
I was going to say 5 as well.
5 as well?
Mhm.
Commissioner Davis?
7.
7. You guys want to know the answer?
Yes.
Okay. Please, we have 8 initiatives. Ladies and gentlemen, do not worry. We're getting there. That's what we have in these activities. And now,
Wait, but where is that on the website? Because I
Yeah,
literally
we can.
5 on here.
On the initiatives, it says 5.
do not worry. I'm gonna list it in a few. So I'm gonna show you. And now go to the Caribbean Affairs meetings page, which is the same link that you have, and review the available information. So my idea in this question is that you please tell me what you can see that is available. You see minutes, you see the videos. What do you see? What kind of information is available?
Wait, one more time. Can you give the instructions to that?
Just
Can
go
you
to the
refer to
link.
the link that you just said?
Just go to the link and tell me what is visible, what kind of information is available.
We have a calendar and listing of meetings,
Mm-hmm.
including the agendas and recorded videos also in the minutes associated to those meetings.
Yeah, you got
That's
it.
one of the things that's there.
Yeah, no, exactly the answer. There you go. We have the agenda, we have the meeting registrations, we have the videos of previous meetings, and we have the minutes as well. Of course, this is for you. Eventually, you will see a reminder from Ms. Madigan say, hey, we're gonna have the meeting next week. We're gonna have the meeting in 2 days. We're gonna have the meeting this afternoon, right? But if by any chance something happened that I don't know, your email changed and you say, Sylvia, I don't find the registration. I will say, well, go to the GOSIP website and you will see the registration right there. Or if you want to see on the other hand, to any constituent that would like to see your work, I will say, okay, feel free to direct it, your friend, your neighbors to the website, and they can see exactly what are the kind of meetings that the commission have. And last question, why were meetings postponed using the same link? If nobody answer or say something, I can just show in the
For
answer.
lack of quorum.
Yes, exactly. Mhm. Thank you. So yes, as we going through the training, tomorrow we're gonna talk a little bit about the rules of order. This is the standard procedure, if I may say that, how we're gonna proceed when the commission's meetings, where maybe you guys have heard in the last meeting that there is a motion, there is a second, we don't have a quorum or things like that, right? Quorum, in other words, is that we need to have at least the majority of the members of, in this case, the commission, to have a meeting. In this case, the commission has, as of today, 14 members, and we need at least the half of them. Yes, Mr. Walker. Mhm.
Yeah, I just want to add here, especially for the new commissioners, but for everyone, it's real important that you notify both the chair and your administrative director, and helpful to let Cheryl know if you cannot make a meeting as far in advance as we can, because we sometimes we'll have a meeting and we'll sit and wait for a quorum and people aren't showing. So it's important that we communicate in advance, because if we need to postpone a meeting and change the date, let's be mindful of everyone's time when you know you cannot make it. And also, in the same regard, let Cheryl know that you can make it, that you will make it. Don't just say, okay, we got a meeting coming up, and don't say anything and plan to show up, but let her know your attendance, whether you can or cannot make the meeting. And that way we are utilizing the time. So thank you.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Walker. That's another thing that I have in mind as well, that I mean, it's really important to have these meetings. We understand that it's a voluntary program and things happen in our life, either personal, professional, or anything. But at the end of the day, right, as Mr. Walker said, we need to be mindful of, our time, be respectful, because sometimes in other situations I have seen people that are really looking forward for these commission meetings because they have an initiative, but because there is not a quorum, and as you will learn in this onboarding, right, every decision from the commission has to be in a commission meeting, and we need a quorum. If there is no quorum, we probably will postpone any, initiative. Yes, Commissioner Els.
So just to clarify, and I know that this happened at the last meeting, it's pronounced I'll say, just letting everybody know. I
My
appreciate
apologies,
that.
I'll say.
No worries whatsoever. I see on the calendar that all of our events, at least in 2025, are in June. Notwithstanding that that is Caribbean American Heritage Month in Maryland, I'm curious, is that by design, or do we have other events planned for the year? Or was that just a 2025 issue? How, and moving forward, to the extent that, for example, Commissioner Tucker mentioned a business roundtable, Commissioner Howard mentioned the health roundtable. Is that something that gets added to the calendar online so that our constituents can see?
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Alce. I hope I pronounced it right now. Okay, so I cannot tell exactly about the last year. Probably Mr. Walken can help me, but at least the events that you have listed this year are events that the Commission has attended and participate in one way to another. But they are not limited to only to, the National Caribbean Heritage or the one that we have in Maryland in August. The idea here is that, well, as you will learn right in this training, is that any chance that you see a necessity, any chance that you see a project, right, that is a need, well, we can do it. Doesn't matter the time of the year. Mr. Walker and Mrs. Madigan.
Yeah, so what I would say is the answer to your question is these are some of the events that happened this year. And as you saw in the letter that I sent out earlier, we got off to a slow start in this calendar year with the absence of an administrative director, Ms. Decha, who came on with us on the 28th of May, which is basically the start of June. And with June being the kind of the national recognition of Caribbean Heritage Month, these are some of the activities. But we were active in activities June, July, August, and we live 365 days a year, 12 months a year. And I would encourage you as commissioners to be thinking about how we can serve community 12 months a year with some kind of outreach that meets the needs of community. So to answer your question, it's an ongoing opportunity. And this commission, prior to those of you who are just joining, only had 9 members. And so it becomes a little challenging when you have a commission of 9-member volunteers who have full-time jobs and families and other lives to also have health, education, business development, and other kinds of committee meetings and do activities. Now with 15, I'm really excited about how much work is going to get done representing the Caribbean community across the state.
Vice Chair Howard.
I did have a question about what is the process to have something added to the website? Because I did notice that our October event is not on there. So is it like an email to Miss Madigan, or is there like a form, or how does that work?
So
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
So anything that the commission decides should be on the website. It should be here on the website. And that's just a matter of us getting a cadence with Administrative Director Decha, getting that information and then passing it on to our communications team.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll just send her an email with like all of the information that's needed to add it onto the website. Okay, perfect. I would appreciate a cadence though, like even if it's like, whatever day of the month, if you have it, or every 2 weeks or something like that.
Well, we post it when you send it.
Okay.
Right. So I mean, with the exception of a few hours in delay between of some, if she gets an email from you now at 7:30 and sends it over to comms, it should be posted within, I'd say, 48 hours of when you're sending it.
Okay, thank you. Perfect.
Mhm.
Oh, and sorry, it's just text, right? It's not because I noticed it's just text. Like it's not, you wouldn't have like thumbnails or anything like that.
Well,
I will prefer an email myself. Mhm.
No, I
well,
mean
she
like
means in terms of what is on the, so the
Okay.
goal would be, and oh, now I'm really wanting to use this training. We could use graphics as well. We are in the process. I mean, we're a government agency, so we're kind of behind the 8 ball in terms of technology. I've been told since this time last year that we were going to be using a different platform that was going to give us more maneuverability. For anybody who's seen the governor's website, I really love it because it's got its motion and it's current. Our website is WordPress, old technology, very stagnant, but send us everything that you have and we'll do our best to get up what the site can do. But I like pictures because I think pictures speak 1,000 words. So send us graphics, send us what you have. And I'm also told that we are moving towards this new platform, but with budget cuts and delays, things have just been delayed a little longer. So coming.
okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Commissioner Davis.
Thank you so much. The question that I had is in regards, I think, and I appreciate these onboarding sessions that we're having. I think they're going to answer many of the questions that I have. Since we are on the topic of submitting ideas for different needs that we feel may need focus in the community, is there a document that speaks on the criteria?
Yes, ma'am. We
okay.
actually gonna talk about it in the next slides.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. May I continue on the next slide, Mrs. Madigan? Okay, so answer to your wrong question, your wrong answer about how many initiatives GOSIP has. It's my understanding that as of today, we have 8 initiatives and 2 offices. We have the Governor's Commission on African Affairs, Asian Pacific American, the wonderful Caribbean Affairs. That's where we are right now. We have the Hispanic. My apologies, that's not updated today. There is a new name right now in this Hispanic and Latin American Community Affairs now. We also have the Middle East American Affairs, South Asian American Affairs. We also have under legislation, we have the Maryland Commission on Indian Affairs. As well, under legislation, we have the Maryland Commission on LGBTQIA Affairs. LGBTQIA plus affairs. And as well, we have the Governor's Office of Immigrant Affairs and the Office of Interfaith Outreach. Can we continue, please? Mrs. Commissioner Davis, can you see the slides? Because I can see them, but I'm not sure. Sure, no.
Next slide.
Okay.
Yeah, I may have done something to
Okay.
my viewing. I'll go back. Thank you.
No worries. So let's talk about the opportunities and benefits of serving. You can press one time, Mrs. Madigan, so we can see the start. So the first start I would like to talk about is the number 1, which is check communities, initiatives, program, services, and policies. Continuing as well with another opportunities and benefits, which is connect with leaders and organizations across Maryland. Having you interacting with all these events, they will give you the opportunity to meet people that say, hey, I have my connections, I have this nonprofit, I have a background in something that can help you in the future for maybe some events, right? This will also help you to find solution of some of the challenges that are currently the needs, gaps, or necessities, right, of the community. With all of these experiences, they will strengthen your leadership skill, and lastly but not least, make a difference in the lives of the Marylanders. Provide some kind of legacy, positive legacy to the community with the actions and the big responsibility that we have to provide and inform the people about how we can support them, right? Next slide, please. As I say, we're not going to continue with the break, but so we can be respectful when people stand right at 8. Next one, please. I have an extra quick test. Have you all guys seen the working group folder? If you don't, do not worry. That's what I have this activity for you as well. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. And I give you the link right now. It's my understanding that Mrs. Madigan sent an email today with giving you access to you all. And I think this is a great opportunity because this is another way to find the information that we're gonna discuss today. This is the link right now. I put it on the chat. And my first question to all of you is, have you visited the working folder?
Yes.
No?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. What kind of information is available? We know what one answer are the agendas. What other information is available?
Commissioner's handbook.
Commissioner handbook?
Yeah, minutes of meetings, pictures of events that have taken place.
The Zoom backgrounds.
The Zoom background, exactly. Okay, Mrs. Madigan, can you help us to show the answers? Okay, we have agendas, we have minutes, we have events, photos, public events, policies and procedures, copy of executive order, and the Zoom background. If by any chance in the future, if you want another option to say, Sylvia, what is the agenda for the upcoming meeting? I will say, we have the website, we have the working folder. I would like to see something related about how can I bring to the commission meeting an initiative, and I would like to see the deadlines, for instance. Okay, I will say, well, let's go to the policy and procedures and try to find what is the SOP for the event planning. Sylvia, I would like to post share with you a picture about an event that I attended this last Saturday or Sunday or I don't know. Say, oh yeah, don't worry. Share your pictures on the folder and let me know when they are ready so I can share it with the social media officer. And then eventually, right, I mean, we'll post it as well on our social accounts. Please continue, Mrs. Madigan. So we're gonna start really quickly with our first topic of today, which is gonna be the Commissioner Handbook. Whenever you see this image of Google Drive, is because all of this information is available on the working folder, which I'm gonna you will see eventually here as I was explaining all the information. But if by any chance again in the future you have a specific question, feel free to contact me. If by any chance you want something right away, I will say just consult what is on the policies. But starting with the Commissioner Handbook, ideally this is a folder which has all the guidelines about what is the role of the Commissioner, to understand what is exactly the responsibilities of each Commissioner, and as well the liaison between the state government, other departments as well, and their communities. That it's really important that we understand, right, that everybody here, including myself, we are appointed by the governor. We serve as a liaison between the state governor and the communities. As part of the responsibilities of the commission, the commissioners is raising awareness of the issues, of the local issues. That's why we really encourage to have different members across the state in different counties, so we can hear everybody to see what are the necessities. It may not gonna be the same necessity for somebody who lives in Charles County to somebody that lives in Montgomery per se, no? The responsibilities also include supporting programs to have social, cultural, educational, business, and health interests, identify community needs and solutions, and conducting outreach and sharing resources. Next slide, please. In terms about do and do nots, the do's about the commissioners is consult with the community leaders to identify needs, right? Attend commission meetings and events, collaborate with the GOSI office and committees, right, to achieve goals, promote the state programs and initiatives, and I will say, which is one of the most important, right? And since we were talking about the quorum, right? Attend at least 50% of the meetings per year. We understand that sometimes there are situations that are out of the control because there are families, concerns or situations, or maybe there is a health procedures. I mean, whatever happened in your personal life is understandable, but it's important, once again, that we are transparent and we have a great communications. Now, in the handbook, when you have the time to read it in your free time, it says there the rule that commissioner must attend at least 50% of the meetings, and well, it may gonna be some consequence if this, I mean, it's not respected. But once again, it's depending on the circumstances, right? In terms about do nots, we have to be also very, I would say, cautious, if that is the right word, in terms about speak on behalf of the commission without approval. That means say sometimes we need to have a clear understanding is that if this is something that the commission as a whole is in agreement that they have this this idea to share with the rest of the people in public, or this is something that I believe, right? In my like myself, right? Of course, if there is anything that maybe you would like to share with any future events or something, we are always welcome to hear you in terms about what we like to share or maybe present. But it's important, right, that we, as you know, as a human beings and people who lives in Maryland, say, I'm saying this because of my own perspective, or I'm actually talking on behalf of the governor, or I'm talking on behalf of the commission, right? We have to be very clear in that line. Chair Paxwin, you're muted.
Yeah, just quickly, it's a fine line. You know, we've experienced, based on the fact that we've had some experience in it this past year. You know, so for example, maybe, and I think you somewhat clarified it there, but well, once we end up in a situation where we're consulting with community leaders to identify needs, etc., they will be speaking to you in your capacity as a commissioner. So to the question I have directly, just for clarification purposes for the commissioners as they're out there. So they are, bullet point one in terms of the do, but then it's a fine line when, once you respond or however you acknowledge, the fact that now whether you did or did not speak on behalf of the commission without approval, you could end up in a situation. And I'm asking how would the commissioners handle this? Where you end up in a situation where you're at an event, people know you're a commissioner, and they proceed to, identify needs and let know what the issues are. How are they supposed to handle that piece?
So here's what I would say, and that's a great question, and that's why this training is so important.
Yeah.
None of us, myself included, should ever be speaking on behalf of the governor.
Right. That's correct.
Right? The governor has a team to do that. If you're wearing a let's say you have a name tag that has that your name and that you're a commissioner on it, you can't have that. You need to be mindful that if you have anything that represents the commission or the agency, you can't at the same time say, but I'm speaking on my own behalf, because what you're presenting is you're presenting that you're representing the commission. You should only be speaking on behalf of the commission on topics that have been presented in a public commission meeting and have been voted on and approved by the commission. And you should not be doing that without the prior approval and knowledge and approval of the commission chair, the administrative director, the executive director, and in some cases, our communications department. So for example, if a radio station asked Chair McSween to come and speak about a Caribbean initiative that the commission has already voted on and approved, that communication still needs to get approval from the governor's communication office. We are the governor's commission of. We're not independent in those roles. When you're out working in community and you're sharing information and getting information, you're absolutely right. It's a fine line, but I would ask, we're all that we all operate with the highest level of integrity, and where we're getting information and asked to share information, I think you must also be very mindful of what you're sharing, who you're sharing with, and that you are always representing the governor in your role as a commissioner. And it's a nuanced question, but it's important that we always are mindful that when we're out in community, even if we say, well, I'm speaking on behalf, I'll give you an example. I have been asked by several elected officials to come to their fundraisers and speak as their friend. I turn those down personally because I recognize what my role represents, regardless of who I say I am. And so I just think we need to be careful about who the audience is when we're having conversations and sharing information. And I know that was as clear as mud, but I hope
First of all, I asked a question intentionally just for clarification for the for all of us, really, because there are situations, and I would add, and I really am very thankful for the clarification for everyone's sake. In addition to that, just remember the media. For a lot of us, based on our own professional lives, have done business with the media. There are no off-record questions with the media, so it's important that we don't get set up. And I speak, for the commissioners in this case, where you'll find a savvy, reporter that would ask, knowing very well who you are representing the commission. But the fact is that you become very quotable, just the fact that you're a commissioner. So we need to be very, very careful that there are no off-record questions, when they're seeking information. So thank you very much for that clarification, sir.
And your explanation was very clear, so thank you.
Thank you both. So continue when the do nots is expect direct access to the governor and legislations, organize, duplicate, or low impact events. And lastly, but not least, make recommendations to agencies without commission's involvement. Next slide, please. Continue with the same topic about the handbook. In terms of working with the GOSI staff, your admin director will be your main point of contact. Anything related to responsibilities will like liaising with the state agencies, scheduling, reporting, promoting events, advising on government initiatives. Please contact us, and so we can make as much as we can happen, right? Limitations will be that, well, the commissioners cannot work in isolation, cannot handle personal or constituents' concerns. At the end of the day, I think if you, well, at least talking regarding, at least the new commissioners, I believe that it was one opportunity when Dr. Kip Colston, which is not here today, but will be tomorrow, he's provided an analogy that sometimes we need to be, again, respectful with this line of ethic, and he provided an analogy about I'm wearing my hat because I'm talking about myself, or I'm removing my hat and I'm talking about the problems of my community. So we need to be also have our integrity sharp, if I may say, in terms of what I'm talking about personal concerns or is something about my community. And in terms about planning, I think this may answer your question, Commissioner Davis. We have an event management plan, which is also available on the working folder. It applies to any governor office of community initiative who maybe is an event that is sponsored by us or co-sponsor. SOP also applies for any member of the staff, of the GOSI staff, or the commissioner who requests present a citation, proclamation, or attend on behalf of the governor. So it's important that all of you, when you have free time, please try to read this event planning management plan, SOP, because that also includes has a link of the event request form. I believe that all of you have seen my email for maybe like 2 weeks ago, where I was saying that a kind of reminder when anytime that you go into the field representing the commission, we need to know. The ideally is 14 days prior to the events, but we understand that there is some exceptions because probably you just find out an event that is coming out tomorrow or 2 days. Well, do not worry. If you still want to attend, just let us know and we can discuss it, right? But that doesn't mean that you should not attend or something. And I don't know, Mr. Walker, would you like to say something about this event request form?
Yeah, so I'll just very quickly, we work for a very, very popular governor who is highly regarded across this nation. And he gets invited to events, we get invited to events, people want to hear what's going on. There are going to be lots of events. And if you're really plugged in as a commissioner out in community, you will be out at local events representing the governor in the governor's office. The purpose of this SOP, of this standard operating procedures, is not to stop you from attending events. It's to help us get as much information about the event as early as possible, so that depending on the nature of the event, and sometimes there are controversial events, it doesn't mean that we would say, no, you shouldn't go. It just means that we want to know who, what, where, when, why, and how. And if there are speakers and you are going to be asked to speak or be a part of the program, that the governor's office wants to know who are the speakers, what are the talking points, so that we don't ever get caught in a position like I was a year and a half ago, standing on stage with someone who was speaking on a very controversial topic, and then the event was posted on social media, and the governor was bombarded with emails and phone calls from the people who were offended by some of the things that were said by one of the presenters, not me, but I did not share that event. I mean, I shared the event in advance, but we didn't get talking points from the speakers. And so this just allows the communications department to be prepared to play offense and defense in the event that something very controversial may come up. It's a protection for you. It's a protection for us representing the governor.
Next slide, Mrs. Madigan. We have 3 more slides and that's it. I'm going to be quick as possible. Also included as part of the Commissioner Handbook, it has a section regarding the media and public speaking. Once again, it's really important that commissioners have that some clarity in terms about commissioners cannot speak on behalf of the governor. If by any chance, because that's happened in the past, if the media connects you, please let us know. Well, we're gonna work through it to see exactly, what they're asking for you to participate. We're also gonna need clearance before public statement as a commissioners. Must clarify, is he speaking, once again, is a commissioner, is a professional, or is a private citizen. More of this information is available on the working folder, and you can review the event management plan SOP and the social media content standard operating procedures. In terms of ethics, it is important that commissioners cannot use their position for personal gain. May list appointment on resumes biographies, but not for contact or financial benefits. Ethical concerns should be directed with the Maryland Ethics Commissions or the GOSI staff. And we have a designated folder as well for the Maryland Public Ethics Law. Next slide. In terms of event planning, continue please. If by any chance there is a commission as an event that the commissioners would like to organize, that's totally fine. Mrs. Madigan, can you please press start again? Just please have in mind that we need to collaborate. to all of us, right? We need to collaborate with the GOSI staff, and also any kind of initiative has to align with the governor's priorities, which are the 10 that we talked earlier today. Also understand that this event has to identify measurement event goals like outreach, resources, and if there's a necessity, well, a celebration, what you would like to address. And lastly, we'll engage and mobilize community networks. Continue. What is the process exactly? Once again, you have this information available on the folder. It's called Event Planning Guide. But in summary, what do you need is just have initial discussion. That's where you're gonna identify commissioner members that would like to have maybe an area opportunity or something that you would like to share. This most likely will be the brainstorming area. We also have event proposal. We have actually a form where we request the commissioners to submit their proposal. The proposal of the Google form, we have a few questions that you can use to help you to see, okay, I need this, I need that. And sometimes they will help you as a guide to see, okay, what are my goals, what I'm trying to achieve with this event, right? Just please in mind that any proposal has to be submitted at least 180 days in advance. In terms of our approval process, well, after the submission of the form, the GOSI leadership will review it, and within 10 days, when they will have a decision. Of course, in those 10 days, right? Well, the idea here is that we're gonna have a conversation with the leadership of the commission. We're gonna see if this is actually that's something that maybe we can move forward. And eventually we'll be presented in a commission meeting, right, where the commissioners will vote and also to form the working groups. Continue in coordination with GOSI is in terms of creating the agenda, check what is the situation with vendors, sponsors, venues, and anything else that you may gonna need for this initiative. Marketing, also our GOSI office will create what is the press, social media initiatives. We have actually a communication and media officer that works directly with GOSI, and well, she's going to help us as well to try to communicate your initiative as much as we can. Like, for example, when by Chair Howard, well, okay, thank you for addressing that, and so we can move forward to post the initiative on the website. The day of coordination, well, the commissioners help in set up and support staff manage registration, any kind of concerns of situation that happen, right? And ideally, once we have the events, I don't know, a few days later, the idea is that we're gonna have an evaluation internally at GOSI and also with the commissioners to see what is the debrief, what is the outcome, and let's see any kind of evaluation report. Chairman Maxwin, you have a question?
Yeah, it's really not as much a question as a comment, just quickly. We're trying to wrap up. But, as we go through this exercise here, this training, it may appear initially as very restrictive in terms of some of the things that we could accomplish. But what I want to articulate just quickly here is that the more engaged we become or we are with the community, you'll find, and this is just from a personal experience I've had up to this point, you'll find that events and discussions and meetings and all of that, usually you'll find out much quicker than you would even imagine, just because of the engagement. You see, so once we're engaged with the community, whether it's through the associations or once they know who you are, you'll find that in some cases the number of business days and all of that are irrelevant because they're aware. So when they're going to be doing things, and the exception would be those last minute deals, if you will, or situations. So I know you may not be looking at it that way, but the initial take, it does look like, wow, I mean, how are we going to get things done? Things can be done, but it would take some initiative on our part to be engaged, and folks have access to you, and you have access to them, and you'll get to find out that things happen a whole lot quicker than you would even imagine. But we'll be working together, on a lot of these situations, so that don't allow some of this to deter us as we go through it. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Director Walker?
Yeah, I just want to celebrate those comments and to say the 180-day time frame is, as we're thinking about things, instead of rushing to do something, when we give ourselves a longer runway, we're able to really make sure that everything that we need on board the plane before we take off is there in place, and the runway is long enough for us to take off effectively and have the most effective campaign or initiative possible. Because remember, everything that we do represents the community and the governor.
Thank you, sir. Mrs. Madigan, you have been very quiet today, but since you have been very active in the planning process, would you like to say a recommendation?
I'd rather just leave it as it is, because one thing can lead into another thing. It can get very detail oriented. So the best thing is we're going to learn as we go. And I agree with Director Walker. The more time we give ourselves in planning events or anything that you want to do, give loads of time to do so.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mrs. Madigan. And next slide, please. Before we wrap up, I was thinking there is any questions that we can answer right now. There is no silly questions. Please feel free to ask anything to me, to Mr. Walker. But if there is not questions,
I have one.
yes,
Please go ahead,
Commissioner
Commissioner Davis.
Halsey.
Go ahead, Commissioner Davis. I'll defer.
Thank you. My question is, at times we may have questions that are urgent, and I think I've done so already with Sylvia. She's been very gracious and responding to a couple of outreach that I've done to her. But who should be our point of contact if I had a burning question and I'm excited about something? And I believe we talked about our administrative director. Would that be the primary person we would reach out to? And that would be Sylvia. Is that right?
Yes, Commissioner Davis, thank you for the question. Yes, in general, your point of contact under the commission will be me, right? But if anything happened, right? Sometimes I am on vacations or I don't know, right? I will say that the best practice is to CC Mrs. Madigan, so we can all be on the same page of what's going on in the commission, right? Just one suggestion.
Sounds great. Thank you.
I would just add that you should always keep your commission chair and or vice chair in the loop of those questions as well, because sometimes the commission chair or vice chair may be able to answer a question in lieu of staff.
Will do.
Yeah, I appreciate that clarification. That's what, and I think what it does is it's not one has to be in control of that, but I think it does allow us the opportunity for all of us to be working on the same page, if you will. So I would think, making sure that the chair, vice chair, that we are initially involved, unless it's something complicated as it relates to policy, et cetera, that we may not be immediately aware of, we can do that. But I think, if we start sort of branching off to the point I think the executive director just made, it may create more issues because now it may have to be a return to ask me or ask the vice chair question. But what I found, what really works is that if it's electronic, for example, make sure that, we are, if it's not the initial, at least we're copied in. So we're all sort of singing off the same, hymn sheet. But you'll find that there'll be, more than likely, we'll all be working, much more amicably when it comes to, some of these situations. But do please keep us involved, and I would highly recommend that either Vice Chair Howard or myself, the Executive Director, and our Administrative Rep would be working very close together. But I would highly suggest you sort of loop us in.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Commissioner Kelman, do you have a question?
Yes, thank you. Are there any opportunities for interactions with the other or collaborations with the other committees under the commissions, under the governor's commission, like to collaborate on issues that affect all of the communities? Say like financial or something like that, or workshops that could be done?
Great question. So I firmly believe that we need to work together and not work in our ethnic and cultural silos. And I think it would be wonderful. And Commissioner McSwain will start the other. There's a meeting that the commission chairs have, and I think they meet once a month. And Chair McSwain will be invited to that meeting. And in those meetings, the commissions are talking about different initiatives and finding where there are synergies that can be supported across our community. So yes, absolutely. I want to love to see that.
Thank you.
Commissioner Alsey, and my apologies, I skipped you.
No worries whatsoever. Thank you, Commissioner Kelman. That was a great question. Also, one of that I've written down. Not to belabor the point, not to continue, just a real quick question. I was taking a look at the minutes. I noticed that we are still struggling to put together some bylaws. Struggling might not be the word. I wanted to just volunteer as a corporate lawyer, and I think Commissioner Lowe, I will not speak for her, but it sounds like if she's also passionate about parliamentary procedures, would like to volunteer if that's still a project that's ongoing to assist with.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
We have a template that our chief of staff has put together. We'll make sure that that is shared with you. And as the commission puts together their bylaws, let's do it.
Yeah, perfect. Any other question, commissioners? If not, well, I will just say I will see you tomorrow, all of you. Well, at least the new commissioner members, right? Tomorrow at 6:30, from 6:30 to 8. We're gonna have the opportunity to meet with Dr. Colston one more time. And I think some of you met as well, Mr. Greg Yancey at the Government House event last month. And that's it. I will say thank you so much. I really appreciate that all of you stay 15 minutes extra of your time. If you haven't had dinner, I'm really so sorry. Have a wonderful dinner and enjoy your meal. if you go for exercise, just be careful in the darkness. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
Good evening,
you.
everyone.
Good night,
Thank you all.
everyone.
Take
Take
care.
care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.